Most women are trying to be the leader. That's why you can't find a man. You can't be the king in the house. Fall back and be the queen and let your man lead the way.
Yo, what's up, YouTube? Welcome to the Coffee Pod. My name is Shishu Zed.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
Should a man lead a relationship? That's the question that hopefully by the end of this video, we're going to answer. So this was sparked by some controversial advice that singer Fantasia gave to an audience while she was a guest on The Breakfast Club. Guys, without any further delay, we're going to get into this topic. Let's get it.
Singer Fantasia visited The Breakfast Club yesterday. We love Fantasia. We love The Breakfast Club. She talked about everything from her career to her new love life, but it was the 35-year-old's advice for single women that got everyone talking. Check it out.
Most women are trying to be the leader. That's why you can't find a man. You can't be the king in the house. Fall back and be the queen and let your man lead the way. It's a generational curse in how society have placed our men. And women have to stand up and be the mother and the father and the provider. And so then now you are so bad, you can't be told nothing, that when the right man come, you lose him because you're trying to be the man.
Okay.
So ladies, you agree with Fantasia that women should be following the leader?
I disagree because there's two reasons why. I understand what she's saying in that in a relationship, it really works out better to me to be healthier when two people know their purpose and their roles in the relationship. So you know I'm coming to I'm gonna help, I'm gonna work because you're having a baby, so I'm gonna make sure to bring home some cheddar. You just help me get fed if anything, or help me take care of the baby. But I don't think it's right to stay in traditional definitions of what the roles are. A king doesn't always have to lead. We have beautiful queens today that can lead the household. So just have a purpose and then know, yo, if I'm the one bringing in the money, taking care of the house, paying the house bills, you are my king to be there and support me and take care of the kids so that I have a home to come home to and feel refuge.
Yeah. I agree and disagree. I agree with, yes, they can have their roles, but I think in society where I disagree is I think in society we are so fixed on these roles and these boxes that we put ourselves in. Today, I may be the leader, and sweetheart, tomorrow you might be the leader. So I think our roles can change from day to day, from time to time, from hour to hour. There are things
Changing
that maybe
roles.
I have strengths in, and there are things that he has strengths in, but some days they might flip. So
All right, so I just want to comment on what's happening so far. This is typical when it comes to conversations of who should be head of a relationship in today's conversations with modern women, right? It always comes down to, well, why can't we both lead? That's what the conversation always comes down to, right? Today I can be the leader, tomorrow you can be the leader. But the problem is that's just not the way life works, right? There's no other part of life where everybody takes turns being a boss at work, a supervisor, an executive, pilot, co-pilot. A team player doesn't decide, oh, today I want to be the coach, right? There's no part of life where there's a head, whether it's a business, a company, institution, and one day, one of the people who doesn't typically lead is just like, you know what? I'm the leader today, right? Why can't we just alternate? When it comes to relationships, women think that it should work differently from the way real life operates, right? Same thing. All the time without fail. Let's get back into the video.
I just don't want to box myself into, my role here is that I do this, and that. I don't want to do that. That's why I hate labels and, well, which one are you? Are you the alpha or not? Sometimes I'm the alpha and sometimes I want my husband to lead. And there's times where I'm like, nah, I got this.
See, guys, I'm not going to keep pausing it a bunch of times, but I have to say this about this chick right here. When a woman talks about how sometimes I'm the alpha and you can be the alpha, that's a woman who basically is the leader in majority of relationships that she's in. Why? Because she gets in relationships with guys who she can manipulate and control. That's just what it is. Let's keep watching.
But I don't want to be boxed in or feel like, well, if I decide today, well, then I'm not going to have a man because I have something to say. And that is, I think it gives the feeling that makes you feel like, ugh.
I think it depends on the type of woman you are and the type of man you are. There are men out there that are alpha male.
Yeah.
And if you are dating an alpha male and you don't like that, then you need to let him know up front and you need to know what you are getting yourself into. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Only because I married an alpha male. I did. Adam Housley is an alpha male. He loves to lead. But guess what? I love seeing him lead.
Yeah.
I let him lead.
That makes
that's
sense.
the difference, because I'm okay with that. But he also knows that he married a very strong, compassionate, and feisty black woman. And he loves seeing that
But
too.
she
so
submits.
when I see like it's a little like push, pull, I'm like, all right. I'll let you. I'll let you reserve the, the reservation.
And then
for
you
the
guys have
restaurant.
great sex
And he
after
feels
all
good.
the wrestling, huh?
Absolutely. And sometimes I let him lead in that, and sometimes I
He's
don't.
busting those
Before we go to
cheeks.
commercial,
Yeah.
do you feel like that can give the wrong message to single women as to why they're single?
See, that's what I'm tired
Oh.
of
That's what I
hearing.
didn't
I'm
like.
tired of women that have a man
What?
trying to give advice
fair.
to single women, because that's not why you're single, sweetie. So stop listening to the
I'm tired. Listen, I am tired, she says, of women with men trying to give advice to single women. How can I say this a different way? I'm tired of people who are educated trying to talk to people who aren't educated about how to become educated, right? I'm tired of experienced people giving advice to non-experienced people. It doesn't make sense, man. I don't like this coffee.
This coffee smells like shit.
all people, okay? There's a lot of factors to why there are a lot of single women, especially in the African American community. When we're talking about jobs for black men to be able to lead, when we're talking about the fact that you have a lot of single women in mass incarceration. So please.
All false. Every single one of the statistics is wrong. Wrong. Right? Majority of black men, on average, out-earn black women. They're fit to be leaders. You just won't let them lead because you're difficult. They out-earn you, on average. And also the mass incarceration thing, also false, right? But go off, Lonnie Love.
Don't feel bad that because maybe you're a little bossy, a little mouthy, that you can't find somebody.
All right, guys, so there you have it. That was The Real, discussing the topic of should men lead relationship. It's amazing that that show lasted 8 seasons before finally getting canceled. But of course, it was targeted towards women who love avoiding accountability and living in denial, right? That's just the truth. Most women who tune into shows like this don't like to drink the bitter coffee of truth.
I don't drink coffee.
But before I give you guys my final conclusion about this topic, I want to look at a few of these ladies' background, right? When it comes to their relationships and their opinions. First, let's look at Tamara, who's been married to Adam Housley for over 10 years. Now, I want to start with her because she was the only one that seemed to be making sense throughout the conversation. She understood that there are men out there who won't let a woman take charge. In fact, most men, I'll go as far as to say, prefer to be the head in a relationship, right? Now, whether they've built the skills to be that man and be respected, that's a whole different topic. But this is what I want you guys to focus on right now. The woman who made the most sense has been married the longest and also seems like she respects her man, right? Looks like she's happily married. That's Tamara. Next, we'll take a look at Jenny Mai. Now, even though Jenny Mai in this video sounded like a modern woman, she would later, because that was 2019, right? She would later change her tune after getting divorced and marrying her current husband, Jeezy. In 2021, Jenny Mai admitted, and I quote, "I didn't respect my ex-husband. He wasn't my equal. Jeezy is my equal. He checked, changed me, and gave me a baby," right? Keyword in that, he checked her. He checked her. He put her in her place. Right? She made that statement publicly. And if that wasn't enough, Jenny Mai, a few years later, would actually make a public statement and confess that she wants to submit to her husband.
I want to give you guys the actual definition of submit. And then I want to explain how I see this. So the actual definition of submit is to accept or yield to a superior force or to the authority or will of another person. So I'm gonna say right here that I, Jeannie Mai, going into my marriage, I want to submit to my man. Let me explain. When I hear this definition, like you just said, Adrian, submitting has a negative
They're
connotation.
pissed.
It means that you are less important, you are lower than that person that you're submitting to. It usually can be like, referenced as somebody who works lower than you, and that's not what I'm referring to here.
Yeah,
but what
that's
I've
not
really
cool.
learned in my life for my definition of marriage, I'm not saying what I want works for everybody. I'm saying for me, I'm a very dominant woman. I own my business. I lead my teams. I played my own manager, my own publicist, my own lawyer when I didn't have money to have those people. So I make the decisions in my life. When I come home, I like the idea that my man leads us. That doesn't mean that in this case, Jay makes all the decisions for us. That doesn't mean that when he says, how are we spending our money or where are we moving, that I just say, yes, sir, or yes, your honor. Like, it's not that. It's a, you know what? I think that we would do best here. I want to do this. And he takes the decision, he formulates it with our overall vision, and he leads us. And I like to submit to that.
And listen, it's kind of crazy that like she has to explain what a good leader does, right? Because she knows that they want to jump to, oh, so you let him make all the decisions, right? You're just a puppet and he's the puppet master, because that's what they're going to jump into, right? But there's Jenny Mai, who sounds a lot different than she did in that first video where we saw her in 2019. Now let's move to Adriana, right? Adriana is the chick who earlier said, hey, I want to lead too, right? Why don't I lead Monday, you lead Tuesday, I lead Wednesday, Thursday, and we just take turns leading. Women like the idea of a leader when they get to decide when he leads. And they want him to back off when they think that it's their turn to lead, right? Which in a sense, it just means that you want to decide when he leads. So who's actually the leader in that situation, right? So Adriana, who also has a problem with the man leading a relationship, has been married to Israel Houghton, who is 100% certified beta male. The guy's beta. There's no way to sugarcoat it. He just is. His energy, the way he carries himself, and it just makes sense, right? There's no other way a man would be able to deal with a masculine woman unless if he is more on the feminine spectrum. I mean, just check this guy out.
One of my favorite things about working on this show is how close we have become and how all of our lives have become intertwined. Our family came together last weekend to celebrate one of our own, Miss Adrian, as she married the love of her life, Israel. We had a whirlwind trip to Paris filled with love, laughter, joy, and the most beautiful wedding I have ever seen. We can't wait to show you how it all went down. But first,
look at this guy.
Someone, Adrian, who should be here.
There is. All right, you guys, so this is the first time I'm actually going to see any of this footage myself, and I just can't watch it alone. So please join me in welcoming my husband, Israel Houghton.
Look at this guy. This guy just danced.
You're so cute. Look how cute you guys are. He's just cute, okay? And fun.
Hi, ladies.
Israel. That was a festive dance.
Hi, G.
Welcome to the girl chat table.
Thank
hola,
you.
hola.
Thank you. It's a
Oh my
pleasure.
gosh, look, it's your husband. Just saying it out loud sounds awesome.
Thank you.
Okay, Israel, are you
He's so
ready
cute.
to relive?
Yeah, there's that part. It gets worse, guys. I just want to point this out, though. It's like, you know, there's like the type of attraction that women have for men who they want to bust their cheeks, right? And that's more of like that sexual attraction. Then there's like the guy who they want to fix them, right? To take care of all the damage they've experienced riding the CC. And you're the cute guy. You're the, oh, I just want to cuddle with you and talk about how I was traumatized by all the I took my whole life. Right. And just when you thought it couldn't get worse than this, it does.
Here's my veil.
So happy wife, happy life.
He said it. If you want to know the mission statement or mantra for every man who's in a relationship where a woman has him by the balls, that's it, right? Happy wife, happy life. And you can't make this up, right? It makes sense why someone like Adriana says, hey, why can't we switch? One day I'm the leader and one day he's the leader. But the truth is, women like Adriana, in her relationship, she's the leader. Once in a while, she makes her husband feel like he's in charge, but we all know who really is in charge. Why? Because she's not saying happy husband, happy whatever. There's no saying for that anyways, right? He's more concerned about pleasing her. He has her on the pedestal. He's seeking her approval. That's the only way it will work with the woman who thinks the way she does. where leadership is interchangeable between the two genders. And last but not least, we have Lonnie Love, who had the nerve to discourage women who have men who are married to give single women advice, all based on the fact that you might hurt their feelings, right? Lonnie Love doesn't like the idea of a man leading in a marriage, which is why she doesn't have one, right? She's been in a relationship and has had a boyfriend for the past 3 years. And he's probably afraid to put a ring on it because he understands that, hey, if I marry this woman, she's going to be difficult to deal with because she does not know her place. I said it. And yes, you guys heard me right. Lonnie Love, who is unmarried and has had a 3-year-long boyfriend, thinks single women should not take advice from women who have men. She said she's tired of it. All right, so what's the point of me going into the background of each of these women? Well, I think the proof is in the fruits of their labor, right? In this situation, the two women who have problems with the man leading seem to be the most frustrated out of all the women when it comes to their relationship. One is married to a certified beta male. The other one can't get a man to marry her to save her life. Now, the other two women who seem to be okay with letting a man lead, for some reason, are in happy relationships. The proof is in the pudding. And that's the honest truth. When women say things like, oh no, I don't agree with that, it shouldn't be that way, you just take a good look at their life. You just ask them, hey, are you married? In most cases, the women who do not understand what a man wants, or they think they can tell a man what he wants and don't want to give him what he actually wants, they're single. That's where that mindset gets them. Typically, you don't have to look further than those women's lives to see what are the results of their mindset and their decisions. What has that gotten them? Single, unmarried, getting played for 3 years with the beta male who she does not respect and probably will leave in the near future. But hey guys, that's about it. As always, I'm curious to know what you guys thought of the topic. Leave your comments down below. And as always, man, I appreciate you for checking out this episode of The Coffee Pod. Until next time, man, I'm out. Peace.